Hello, welcome back. Part 3 of the installment of a Lenz decoder in the LGB locomotive 996001. And today we're going to discuss the lights and some of the wiring that goes with that. The wires are, and you can just follow them where they go, these two, the white and the black, are wires that come from the smoke stack. They are for the smoke generator, and it's a simple smoke generator, so that's it. That said, it's a 5-volt smoke generator, so we need to hook it up to an output on the decoder and dim that down to 5 volts. Same goes with these two wires. These are the top light, let's see them. These are the top two wires, or the wires from the top light on the front of the locomotive. Then we have the rear lights of the locomotive, and we even have cab lights. So this ribbon cable, this flat flex cable, this ribbon, it's a stiff one. Can bend it and it will stay like that. Comes to a little to a triangular circuit board in the back, and it's in this locomotive. It's held in place by a little piece of round tubing, and you can just pull it out. And then you see that we have a really old system. We have the 3 lights, and we have the connection for the wagon lights. Now, I'm not gonna use the wagon lights. What I do wanna do is take this complete ribbon cable off and solder wires directly to the points here. I will now go and do the wiring, and I will show you a few times how I do it. So I soldered the wires on, put it back in, line up the lights in the holes and stick it in. And I will put this thing back, piece of pipe back just in the middle there. That will keep the circuit board in place. Take the wire, take it across here, and I'm gonna use a little bit of electrical tape and place it over here so that the wires will stay in place. So now we'll do the other wires. We're just gonna cut off these circuit board, these pin connectors. Do the same with the wire that comes from the smoke generator. Snip, snip. I want to make the orange wire the common, the positive wire coming from U+ on the decoder, and I'm gonna switch the black wires, the darker wires. So the white wire from the smoke generator comes over to the orange wire, and one of the black wires of the light, front light, also goes over to the... So we're gonna hook 3 wires up, including the wire that goes to the decoder. So we're just gonna measure the length. Cutting wires, make sure they're long enough. Don't make them too long, but really don't make them too short. If you make them too short, you have to do something else. And I need to strip this wire, and it doesn't work like this. I'm gonna strip the wires. So I stripped the wires. As you can see, I stripped them all, and I did that in a way my dentist normally doesn't appreciate. I just use my teeth. If you have a wire cutter or a stripper, then you can use that and it's better for your teeth. But hey, yeah, we're gonna do all the common wires. So the white one from the smoke, this is the black one, you can see it. There. This black wire comes from the front signal light. This white wire comes from the smokestack. Just twist them into each other like that. And this orange wire comes from the rear. And I wanted to use the orange wires for the common positive on the decoder, so I'll just take them. Now we have all 4 wires joined here, and we're gonna solder them on there, solder them together. A little bit of tin on the soldering iron and just so that's it. If you have heat shrink, then you can use it. If you don't have heat shrink, good old tape will do. I would suggest you get a nice and good branded electrical tape. Why? Simply because it sticks a heck of a lot better than cheaper stuff, and cheaper stuff sometimes even comes loose. I found out at least a few times. So we have now the common connection to all the power functions inside the cap top of the locomotive, and we're gonna do, we even have the rear light cable coming here, and I want to do it not too long, all the wires, but I want to make them so that if you have the locomotive on the table, and I'm going out of frame, if you have the locomotive on the table and you take it apart, then you just lift off the cap a little bit and put it on top, upside down on the table, but all the wires still connected. So, and it doesn't need to be a wire loom, but just make it so that the wires run relatively smooth together. I think I'll take the wire from the smokestack, the black one, and use that roughly as a guide for the length. And the lights will go on this side of the decoder, on the motor side, connection side, and the track connection there the lights will go on, but other functions will go to the other side. So yeah, maybe you make the cap sit on the other side, and I'm going out of frame again. I'm gonna do it like so, and make the light wires a little bit longer to reach there. It all depends on what you want to do. The wires for the lights, see if we can get it in focus, they are here. I'm gonna point them, FB and FA and U+. Now this is the U+, this is the same U+ as you find over here. So it shouldn't matter if you use the U+ on this side or you use the U+ on that side. It really doesn't matter. So I'm gonna hook up my common cable, which we all had made. I'm gonna hook it up on this side of the decoder. This is how my dentist would like me to do the wire stripping. And U plus is, if you have him like this, forward lights, rear lights, U plus. Then there are two more connections open, and this is a ground one and an external contact. With that external contact you can control the locomotive via a reed switch, but I'm not gonna do that, at least not now. So now I'm gonna measure up the wire for the rear lights. Like so. These are the rear lights, and the rear lights are on function output B, which is number 3. So 1, 2, 3. That's that. And I just figured, hey, wait a moment. I've got these 4 wires here as well. These 4 wires are the wires for the front lower signal lanterns. So one of these will be positive and the other ones will be negative, going to each light. So I need to combine them as well. What I can do now is I can leave it like this wire going in here, and I will do that. I will make this wires here go in the U plus on the other side, and this is this one here. So I will do that shortly. First we're gonna do the wires coming from the locomotive top. So here we've got the other light, the front signal light for the in the cap, and I think I'm gonna take it a different color wire. Okay, so I hooked up, insulated the other wire there, and now all the wires coming from the cap top side are done, except you will say the cap light, and that one will have to go in there as well. Of course we have the lights from the lower part, from the frame of the locomotive, and we also need to connect them up to the front signal. And I'm not gonna solder them together with the light coming from the top, because if for some reason you want to take the cap completely off, you will have to undo the soldering, and that's not nice. Just do them like so. Getting the tip. that dropped in. Be sure to pick that out again. It will short circuit some stuff. And we connect it up to FA, function output A, on the decoder. And of course we have the trouble with the room, the space in there. Okay, it's in now. The two wires coming from the front. The other two will be the continuous plus, and I will hook them up to the other side. I'll show you in the manual in a minute. And it's this connection here, and it says U plus there. So I'm gonna hook it up there. And it's in. All the wires are now connected up to the lights, to the signal lights. And I think I will do that now. And the smoke generator will go to function output C on this decoder. And function output C is right there. That's next to the positive here. And where is it? Here. I'm gonna stick that in there. And everything's hooked up, ready for testing. As you can see, the lights are on.